Hi everyone. Today is a beautiful sunny day, so I decided to make it very deep and personal, like I do. So I'm gonna be talking about a personal struggle of mine that I still battle with to this day. And there are some days, and frankly, a lot of nights, where I wonder if I will ever overcome this struggle, if it will be ever fixed. Overthinking is a very easy thing to fall into, and it's very hard to get out of. And the mindset and the headspace that you're in when you're overthinking is so challenging because you know you don't want to be there. You know this is holding you back. You might think to yourself, if I can just get over my overthinking, I will be more confident. I will be more courageous. I will be more brave to go out there and do the things that I want to do, and to achieve the things that I want to achieve, and to become the person that I want to become. Overthinking is likely holding you back from living the life you want to live by making you afraid, hesitant, anxious, shy, you name it. And the thing about overthinking is that there is a lot of advice on the internet right now on how to deal with it. There are so many videos and so many tips and tricks on how to reduce it or how to overcome it. But the truth is, overthinking is a very personal, individual experience. So the answer on how to fix it is complicated. I have tried every trick in the book, every affirmation, every mindset shift, every lifestyle change. I have tried it all. I know what works and I know what doesn't, and that can look different for you, but there are some things that I know for sure will work because that's just science and how our brains work. Overthinking inherently comes from a good place because our brains are wired to ask questions. You are born curious, naturally curious. You have doubts about things that are strange to you, and you ask questions about things you don't understand, and you are curious to explore things. And that's okay. But sometimes, when you start dissecting things that you don't really have control over, or details of some situations that you hyper focus on, and you start looking at the negatives, that's when it gets bad. And that's when you can hit rock bottom, like I did, because of overthinking. Because the more I grow, the more I live, the more I experience, the more I realize that overthinking is the enemy of joy. It is. It kills every positive aspect in every situation you overthink about. And frankly, our generation is more inclined to overthink. Because, first of all, look at the state of the world right now. And second of all, we have to dissect every single human interaction that we're having, every single decision that we have to make, and all the media that we're consuming. And if you are neurodivergent, I am, then you know how neurodivergent especially have it hard with overthinking. We become obsessive over these thoughts and we cannot snap out of it. Okay, so now I know where overthinking comes from. But how do we fix overthinking? How do we stop overthinking? Well, the first question that I ask myself when I'm overthinking is simply, is this thing that I'm worried about within my control or out of my control? Now, I'm gonna go about this in two parts. If this is something that's outside of your control, then is it worth it? Is it worth you not sleeping the night, thinking about this, worrying about this, when it's something that you really can't do anything about? If it's something you can't do anything about, you have no control over, and it's just inevitable, why are you stressing about it? It was going to happen regardless. And if you're thinking, oh, but why did that thing have to happen to me? Okay, well, why not you? You are a human being. You are a part of a huge race of human beings. And we all have bad experiences. Bad things happen to all of us. So bad things are going to happen to you too. So why not you? There are things that happened to me that didn't happen to you. There are things that happened to person X that didn't happen to you. It's going to happen. Whether you can control it or not, things happen in life. And you have to be able to separate what you can control and what you cannot. If something is outside of your control, it's not your responsibility. Just focus on what is within your control, what you can change, what you can fix. And that takes me to part two of this question. What if the thing you're overthinking about is within your control? And maybe you did a mistake. Okay. You are human being again, to my other point. Human beings make mistakes. Human beings are figuring life out. Sometimes we panic and we make a wrong decision. Sometimes we're in a very foreign situation that we haven't had to deal with before, so we make a wrong decision just out of confusion, and that's okay. You made a mistake, or you could have gone about it a better way, or the thing that you did to go about it resulted in an outcome you didn't want. In any case, what you did is done, and now what you need to focus on is, well, how can I make the situation better? How can I fix it? What steps can I take? I admit, sometimes it's not this simple. Sometimes it's a mix of both. Sometimes you did the best you could, and you did what you could with what was given to you, and the outcome still sucked. Well, I hate to tell you this, but that's going to happen a lot. Sometimes you're just going to be doing your best and trying your best, and you might not get anywhere, and you might not get an outcome and a result that you were not expecting, that you do not want. And if you're having this thought, let me ask you this. What makes you think you know what's best for you? Do you know everything? Do you know what's going to happen to you in a year? Do you know what's going to happen to you tomorrow? No, you don't. Maybe something that's good for you today is not going to be good for you tomorrow. Maybe something that's good for you today, and the outcome that you wanted, is not going to be what you needed 5 years from now. And maybe the outcome that you didn't really want, maybe the thing that happened to you that you really weren't expecting, maybe that was needed for you. Maybe you needed to go through that. Maybe that was the right choice, and you're just not realizing it because it's not time yet. I believe we are all guided. Sometimes when we're guided, things happen that are very unpleasant, to say the least. Okay? Situations that suck, people who were wrong for you, just a lot of things can happen to you, a lot of unfortunate things. Some of them controlled, some of them just inevitable. In both cases, you needed to go through them. Everything that you go through in life is a learning opportunity. Sometimes you just have to take this bad situation. First of all, process your emotions, right? Don't let them consume you, but process them. Think about what you can do to make the situation better, easier to handle. If you need to come up with a solution, come up with it. If you cannot come up with a solution on the spot, that means you don't have to spend the entire night overthinking about it because today's problems are enough. Whatever is tomorrow's problem, think about it tomorrow. Live day by day. If you need to find a solution, find it and learn. If you did any mistakes, learn from them. If you had a bad experience with someone or something, learn from it and you need to move on because life is too short. Overthinking is not worth it. I mentioned earlier the state of the world right now and our generation. Some people will be discouraged by this. Some people are like, well, what's the point in me pursuing a career if AI is going to take over it? And what's the point in me deciding to get married if I don't want to even bring children to this world if it's in this state? Okay, I say, how about we think of this differently? How about we think, okay, it's not worth it, so why don't I just do whatever I want? If the state of the world is making you feel like nothing is worth it, okay, then do whatever you want. Because you are realizing that life is short, things come to an end, and nobody is going to care. So just do whatever you want to do. Everyone is already too stressed dealing with their own lives that you can just do whatever you want with yours. Life is short, and spending it on overthinking is gonna get you absolutely nowhere. If you think overthinking is gonna get you anywhere, it will not. You're going to spend a lot of time, a lot of energy, wasting a lot of that time and energy thinking about things that are not going to solve themselves. And unless you get up and do something about it, if it's within your control, or unless you realize that it's not within your control and give the responsibility to whoever is in control, you are going to waste your time and energy. And you could be using that time and energy to do something you want to do in your life so that when it's time for you to go, at least you know that you did something you loved, that your life didn't suck fully, that you still enjoyed the smallest joys in life. And get off your phone. Yeah, get off your phone. Our parents were right. It is that damn phone. And you are on the internet, you're getting advice all the time on what to wear and what products to buy, and you're not making enough money, and you're not in the right job, and this is good for you, and this is bad for you. Now this is bad for you, and this is good for you, and you're going to confuse yourself more. You're going to cause yourself to overthink more. Get off your phone, okay? Go outside, touch grass, and actually think about the things you want to do, the things that you feel are good for you, not what everybody is telling you is good for you. Maybe you are happy in your regular job. Maybe you don't need to be a billionaire to be happy. And that's true, by the way. Nobody needs to constantly chase money to be happy. Sometimes there are things in life that are small, but they bring you joy, and you can make the most out of it. And there are things that close a gap in you that money or the next trendy outfit or the next trendy phone or the next trendy beauty product is not going to fill. And in order to know what you really need to fill that void, in order to know what you need to be happy, you need to get off that phone and do the internal work within you to understand that. And yeah, a lot of the things that I said are easier said than done. Trust me, I know I still go through this every single day. But I try. I try, and you should try. If you know that there is something that calms you down, It soothes your nerves. And this is very personal, very individual. If you know that there is something that calms you down, then after you ask yourself all these questions, first, is it within your control? Is it not within your control? Is it worth it? What can I do? Can I solve this today? Once you have figured out what type of situation you're in, what type of overthinking you're doing, do something that calms you down, regardless of the answer. Do something that calms you down, and then you will either calm yourself down enough to be able to rest, sleep, put the responsibility of whatever isn't in your control to whoever has the control, or you will rest your nerves, you will rest your mind, and you will be able to make decisions with a clear head and put that phone down. I hope this video helped you at least a little bit. I will make a more step by step detailed guide on how to stop overthinking later on. Today, I just wanted to have a heart to heart conversation with you. You can subscribe to me, and whenever I drop that video, you can take a look at my guide at how I actually navigate overthinking and what do I do step by step to navigate it. Until next time.